Dame Thelma Gums Carty Thomas is our Black History feature for this evening. White and Yellow Cross and St. Martin Medical Center ready for vaccination, and one Tete Loke statue is restored. Those are the headlines for Friday, February the 19th, 2021. Good evening, viewers. This is SXM Daily News, and I'm Valerie Van Putten. Thanking you so much for joining me this evening. And as usual, we have a full newscast for you, so let's get started. In our first story, when Hurricane Irma made landfall on the island on September the 6th in 2017, the devastation was not only limited to the island's infrastructure, but rather the Category 5 storm ravaged almost everything in its path, and as a result, some of the island statues, namely one Tete Loke at the roundabout in Cahill. The Peridot Foundation Domestic Violence statue, located at the roundabout on the Bush Road, and the Saltpicker statue on the Walter A. Nisbeth Road were damaged during the hurricane. With the assistance of Foundation Community Aid Century Hill, in collaboration with MagTech BV, the Talma Group, and the First Response, those statues included Loke have been restored to the tune of $10,000 and have been returned to their respective locations. Speaking at the ceremony on Thursday last, Minister of Education Dr. Anders Rodolph Samuel thanked the foundation and others who was instrumental in getting them back. He highlighted the significance of the symbols for the island and its inhabitants.
As Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, I would like to hereby thank the Foundation, Community Aid Century Hill, MagTech BV, Talma Group, and First Response for your initiative to restore the statues on the 3 roundabouts as a contribution and support to St. Martin culture and heritage. In particular, as Minister, I thank you for the restoration of the one Tete Loke statue, the Peridot Foundation Domestic Violence statue, and the Saltpickers statue. Our statues portraying a significant role in displaying not only our country heritage, but also the strength, defiance, and courage of our women, especially during the enslavement period. With the understanding that the foundation, which strives on providing financial aid to various organizations on the island, I have to acknowledge their contribution not only to this project, but also to education, youth, and related projects. I hope that by restoring these statues, which display our heritage and oral history, and by continuing to display them to the public, this can further solidify the importance of culture and the creative industry to our island brand that is St. Martin. I hope that this would also increase the awareness and understanding of the importance of the public-private partnerships, and that more can be done in the future to help restore and maintain not only our statues, but also our existing tangible and intangible heritage. Thank you once again to the Foundation Community Aid Century Hill. I applaud you and encourage you to continue with your efforts to preserve the culture and heritage of St. Martin.
And now, as we continue in other news, Member of Parliament for the National Alliance, the Honourable Solange Duncan, speaking at the parliamentary meeting of February the 15th to discuss the Princess Juliana International Airport, the Member of Parliament says that it is because of years of neglect that have us in this current position. Skeletons are coming out of the closet, but she says she guesses that this is necessary in order for us to grow. There are many players, but at the end of the day, all that people want and deserve is that the airport is run effectively, that it needs to be rebuilt, and that this process is taking way too long. The Member of Parliament further elaborates.
Living in the worst possible time in this country, at least that's how I feel. We have been extremely vulnerable for the last 3 years at least. Actually, more than that, when we really think about it. Everything seems to be falling apart. Our people, our institutions. We have natural disasters, or we have a pandemic. We've had political instability over the last 10 years. It is complete chaos, and there are sagas, it seems, everywhere that we look. Last year, we saw in this country for the first time unions hit the streets, and almost every union, because of a disappointment and a frustration with management, with their organization. But this is not, I'm sure they weren't marching about current managers, well, in addition to current managers, but just years of neglect. That is where we are in this country. It's years of negligence and neglect that have us in this current position. And not only are the chickens coming home to roost, like my colleague said, but also skeletons are coming out of the closet. But I guess this is necessary for us to grow and move on and move forward and move upward. It is easy for some of us to look from the outside and say what should be going on in the inside. Because when you talk to people on the inside, there's also a couple of different stories that you hear, and there are always more than one side to a story. We have so many players in this game right now where it concerns the airport. There are the boards, management, the World Bank, Schiphol, the Dutch government. It is quite a saga, quite a saga. But at the end of the day, all the people want and deserve is that the airport is run effectively, that it needs to be rebuilt, and that this process is taking way too long. It's been 3 years. We've heard the term good governance, good corporate governance today a lot. It is key, right, for all organizations to operate optimally. But it's something that this country has been missing, and we see it almost in every government-owned company, an issue with governance.
And in addressing the Minister of TEAT at the parliamentary meeting of Monday last, February the 15th, and on the same topic of the airport, Member of Parliament for the UD, the United Democrats, Mrs. Sarah Westcott Williams, queried if other financing of the airport is an option. She also elaborated further.
Minister, I am honestly starting to wonder and ask myself, hence the first question to the minister. But there are some relevant questions in that letter of the 16th of September 2019 that I want to pose here again, such as, is the airport still desirous of seeking other financial options? Straightforward question. If so, what are the terms and conditions for other potential financiers? Is the airport still engaged with potential financiers it had approached in the earlier stage of its reconstruction efforts? Are the interested organizations and/or firms on hold, or have these talks been terminated? Is it permissible now, under the World Bank Trust Fund agreement, to simultaneously pursue other options for financing? Then I asked about the financial position of the PJIAE, that to me too, to use a Dutch word, can be considered achterhaald. The precise reconstruction plans was also a question that in the meantime we have had presentations on. But I continued with my two last questions at a time, namely, and I want to pose them again, must or can a U.S. pre-clearance facility be included in the plans at this time? And my final question in that set of questions was, do we already know, and this, Minister, is a question I'm posing today, do we already know what is required, financially feasible, and economically beneficial of the envisaged pre-clearance? So, Minister, those questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them were from my letter of 2019.
And as we continue to honor our local heroes for Black History Month, this evening we will pay tribute to Dame Mrs. Thelma Gums Carty Thomas. The text was provided by her family. Miss Thelma was, as she was affectionately known, was a lady that fit many categories: a wife, a mother, grandmother, sister, aunt, great aunt, godmother, cousin, teacher, youth leader, choir member, Sunday school teacher, and superintendent. She was a sports lover and supporter, a confidant, and a friend. Miss Thelma, a woman of all trades, was known to many. Miss Thelma Gums was born on the island of Anguilla on September the 8th, 1941. She was the fifth of 9 siblings. Miss Thelma grew up on St. Martin and attended the St. Joseph School until the 8th grade. In her teenage years, Miss Thelma met, fell in love with, and married Joseph Joe Gums, which union fostered 9 children, 6 boys and 3 girls. Joe had 2 boys before meeting Miss Thelma, and she warmly received them like her own. Miss Thelma was a housewife and a teacher in many fashions. Over her lifetime, Miss Thelma served her God with her voice as a choir member, leader at church in many capacities, including leading the youth of the church as a Sunday school teacher superintendent, the Girls Brigade lieutenant and captain. Through the Girls Brigade, under its physical program, she was instrumental in starting the Jets softball team, which was known then as the Girls Brigade Jets, and later on the Nagigo Jets. She was a very deep sports lover. She supported her children from Little League into adulthood in the various sports that they played, which included baseball, basketball, volleyball, and softball. Miss Talma touched the lives of many young boys and girls, and women and men through her involvement in the Girls Brigade, working hand in hand with the Boys Brigade. Another way that Miss Talma touched the lives of many young people and adults was as a teacher. She taught many to type using the manual typewriter, including some of our own police officers. She also taught shorthand classes where persons learned to take notes quickly. Miss Thelma mothered many besides those born of her. Her home was a home away from home for many. Any time of the day, you could find children from the neighborhood, in town, and even out-of-towners in her yard. When she cooked, there was enough for all in the yard. Some even to this day remember the days when she cooked certain foods, like pea soup on a Thursday and lokri on a Friday. Miss Thelma was admired by many. She was admired parading through the streets of Phillipsburg and other parts of our island, leading the Girls Brigade on parade for regular parades after worship on St. Martin's Day and visits of the royal family, and many more. She was admired for her family unity with her children and her support to them. For her work within the community, the church, and among the youth of our island, Miss Thelma received many honors. Among them were the Knight in the House of Orange in 2002. In that same year, she received the Lifetime Award by the Lions Club. She also received the Award of Excellence by the PMIA in 2001. On May the 27th, 2007, Miss Thelma was called home to be with her Lord and Savior, but not before leaving behind a legacy that touched many lives. And still to come, Minister of Education says the invitees for the virtual conference will be the Ministers of Education from CARICOM and from the region. I'll have a detail to that story and much more when SXM Daily News returns.
Hi, I'm Switch.
And I'm Save.
And together we're here
to tell you about WIB, Switch, and Save Mortgage Offer.
Now at WIB, you can save and benefit from great specials when you decide
to bring your mortgage to WIB.
When you switch, WIB will offer you
payment of penalty fees up to 3 months interest,
payment of notary fees,
waive of bank closing fees,
and also the lowest interest rate.
Plus, you'll have the chance to win back 1 year of interest payment.
Visit any of WIB's mortgage specialists and benefit from WIB's Switch and
Hey, that's my part. And Save Mortgage Offer.
WIB, your partner in progress.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching SXM Daily News, and I'm Valerie from Putten. As we continue now in other news, Prime Minister of St. Martin, the Honorable Sylvia Jacobs, in response to a question from a reporter regarding the letter from the World Bank and why was the letter forwarded to the media, she said that it is unfortunate that the letter was published, and she doesn't plan on promoting the discussion of internal documents before they have been dealt with internally.
There's always correspondence back and forth between stakeholders. As you know, the World Bank is one of our stakeholders with the trust fund, and we have communication on a regular basis. It is unfortunate that the letter that was sent was published. I do not know how you got that, and if you did receive that directly from the World Bank, then I would like to see that email thread so I can deal with that. But in no way or, let's say, form am I promoting the discussion of internal documents before they have been dealt with internally.
And as we continue now with this COVID-related item, the White and Yellow Cross Care Foundation and the St. Martin Medical Center are prepared to begin vaccinating their staff against COVID-19 on Monday, February the 22nd. These rules around the administering of the vaccines are very strict, and thus a well-planned and smooth-running organization is essential. The Pfizer vaccine has to be kept at a temperature of minus 70 degrees Celsius and can only be kept outside this super freezer for a limited amount of time. That, in addition to the still existing coronavirus regulations, makes this operation quite a logistical challenge. Because of this, both organizations started preparing weeks ago. At the White and Yellow Cross Foundation, a special vaccination team was formed which went over every detail of the plan, and several rooms were freed up and reorganized to streamline the process, and several trainings were organized. Today, all will be in place, and the staff will be trained, and appointment invitations will be sent out. Monday at 10 a.m., quality nurse Claudette Rafe will be receiving the first dose, which will also be live streamed via the Government of St. Martin's Facebook page by the Department of Communications. And as we continue now with other news, Minister of Education Dr. Anders Rodolph Samuel, fielding a question from the Voice of St. Martin's news director Stephen Cerillion on Wednesday last, regarding the hosting of the Regional Review on School Safety in the context of systemic risk, of which the Virtual School Safety Initiative Forum will assess experiences of the education sector's COVID-19 response. The minister said that although it will be held in a virtual platform, the invitees will be, among others, the Minister of Education from CARICOM and from the region.
The invitees is most naturally the ministers of education from CARICOM and also those from the region. The list is extensive. What I will do is I will just make a synopsis of it, and I will send it to you so that you can have all the names of all of those ministers of education of the region that will be involved.
And will that be hosted in a digital platform?
What is actually happening is that the ministerial meeting of a school safety initiative will take place in St. Martin in 2022, but we are having a pre-meeting in March. So that will be a virtual meeting because of the situation with the pandemic. If the pandemic was not there, we would have had all of these ministers coming to St. Martin and have a wonderful sit down to discuss school safety.
And now turning to our weather forecast for February the 19th, 2021. Brisk winds and rough seas will persist across the region due to the dominant Atlantic high-pressure system. Marine conditions are improving. However, a small craft advisory remains in effect for St. Martin as seas will peak at 8 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers should continue to exercise extreme caution. So the outlook through Sunday midday, partly cloudy and breezy with brief showers. Now let's turn to your 3-day forecast. And still to come, Friends in Action to hold information session tomorrow at the Emilio Wilson Park. I'll have the details to that story when SXM Daily News returns.
The innovative Banco-Matico contactless smart card. Your Banco-Matico smart card is now equipped with a contactless feature for payments, so get ready to tap and go. Contactless payments are fast, easy, secure, and accepted worldwide at all Maestro-enabled contactless terminals. Tap for transactions equivalent to or less than 100 NAF, or the US dollar equivalent. You will receive notifications via email anytime you tap. Tap, tap, and pay fast with WIB. For more information, visit our website at wib-bank.net. Tap and go with your partner in progress.
Welcome back, viewers. And as we end this edition of SXM Daily News for this evening and also this week, the Friends in Action Foundation will be holding an informative session for the general public. It will be held tomorrow, Saturday, February the 20th, at the Emilio Wilson Park. Speaking to SXM Daily News Department, and when asked what they are hoping to get out of this session, the chairman said that the only way for the community to get to know them is by holding such information sessions.
Well, including that we become a foundation, we said the community have to know us. And the only way the community gonna get to know us is by organizing these activities. So we start in this year, this is our first activity for 2021 with the information session, that we're gonna give information, what we're doing, where we stand for, what we stand for, and what is our goal, and what we want to reach in the St. Martin community. That's it, what it's gonna be all about. We're gonna have, actually, we all from Suriname, and first we there for Surinamers who are on St. Martin, living in St. Martin. But the name Friends in Action came also because we said that we want to be friends of all community on the island. All the nationalities on the island we want to be friends with, and that's why we choose the name Friends in Action. So we're gonna send up flyers and invite certain people to come to the information night. And just to be there with us and hear what we want to do and to get the chance to cooperate with each other.
And with that, viewers, it brings us to the end of the SXM Daily News for this evening and also this week. I am Valerie from Putin, thanking you so much for joining me. And just a reminder that this and other programs are available online. Simply log on to stmartinmediacenter.com for viewing. And on behalf of the SXM Daily News team, we thank you so much for watching and plan on meeting you right back here again on Monday. Do enjoy a safe weekend.